Good morning, everyone. A good Erev Shabbos. We are continuing over here in the words of the DEVORAH, and we are in the seventh attribute, Yoshuv Yerachamenu, that after a person does tshuva, Hashem will certainly have mercy on us. And the DEVORAH writes the following words. Remember, he's talking about the letter Hey, is what created the world. And there's a big hole on the bottom where if a person is not careful, Rahman al-Islam, they can fall out. They can slip in chait, they can fall out the bottom, they can be swimming around in oblivion, and they're trying themselves to get back in. When that person wants to do tshuva and get back in, says the DEVORAH, you cannot go up through the bottom, you have to go around the top. And there's a little hole in the top of the hay, a little opening. And a person works and he works and he works and he pulls himself to a new madrega, to a new level, and he gets to a new place and he's able to come back into the world and he's looking at the world in a totally different way. Says the DEVORAH something very beautiful. Umitamzeh, because of this, Chazal tell us, Baalei Teshuva oimdim, in a place where Baalei Teshuva penitents stand. A Baal Teshuva means someone that is a master of Teshuva, which means someone that was holding by his Yiddishkeit, holding by mitzvahs, holding by Torah, keeping a life of ehrlichkeit, of living in the right way, and he stumbled into sin and he did the wrong thing. And now he has to do tshuva. And he does it in the right way. Like a real emes, a real tshuva, where he is elevated once again in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As we discussed previously, he might even go higher than he was before he ended up doing the chait. Says the Gemara, "B'makom sheBaalei Teshuva oimdim," in a place where Baalei Teshuva stand, ein tzadikim gemorim yicholin la'amid, even the most righteous of people in the world cannot stand in that place. What does that mean? You have a person, a Horowitz, he was never a chait, he never sinned. He was such a big tzaddik. He was on the highest of levels. He had Ruach HaKodesh. Malachim, angels would speak to him, or he would speak to the angels. The whole world of Klal Yisrael was sitting on his shoulders, and he was running the Jewish people. If you had a person who was much less than the Horowitz Chaim, and he sinned badly, and he fell out of the bottom of the hay, out of the bottom of this world, but then he did tshuva, says the Gemara, he's on a higher level than the Horowitz Chaim. Even the tzaddikim, Gemara, and the most holy of men cannot stand in that place. What does that mean? Because this person did not enter through the wide entrance of the tzaddikim to be amongst the tzaddikim. Rather, he endured difficulties, and he had to push himself, and he had to raise himself up, and he had to go through the Pesach Elyon, the small little opening that's in the hay on the top. V'sikfu atzman, and they had to do many, many things in order to be able to get there. It was painful to do tshuva, to buckle down, to overcome your wicked ways, to overcome your taivas, your desires, your lowly midas, your character traits, your inability to succeed in the world of Avodas Hashem, to make yourself into an ish matzliach, a successful person of Avodas Hashem, takes a long time. It takes a lot of hard work. That's straining on a person. And therefore they separate themselves and distance themselves more and more from chait, even more than tzaddikim are separated from chait. Because they, in order to do tshuva, they had to get far away from chait. Therefore, they have risen to the spiritual level of the letter Hey. This is Kabbalistic. I'm not really sure exactly what the DEVORAH says at this point, but we're going to say the words anyway. They're now on the level of a Hey. Which is known as the fifth chamber in Gan Eden. So it's a very high, lofty place. Gag Hey. What does that mean? That means that the roof of the letter Hey, v'tzadikim bepesach ha-hey b'chnisas ha'achsadra, and the tzadikim stay at the bottom of the hay, in the entrance to the hay, but the Baalei Teshuva have elevated themselves higher up, and they're going into the rooftops, they're going to the high point, they're going to that little opening, squeezing themselves in, squeezing out every ounce of energy. They have to do a real tshuva and become tzaddikim in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says the Talmud Devorah, that is why the Baalei Teshuva can reach even higher levels than tzaddikim gemorim, because if they stumble and if they fall, how far they must go to be able to get back at the top, that makes them mighty spiritual warriors in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and lifts them to a very high level in the world of Hashem. May we be Zaychim, Yes Hashem, to find tremendous favor in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to be amongst tzaddikim gemorim, or at least to be amongst the emes Baalei Teshuva, the real people that do tshuva, when we made mistakes and we fell and we slipped out of this world. Work and work and work to come back into that entrance, into that opening, to be someone that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you're even higher than the tzaddikim gemorim. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.